So max HP is the damage limit is a Cipher achievement that we can obtain right now in the Galactic Baseballer event using the trial Cipher. This achievement requires us to land a killing blow on 2 enemies with full health using Cipher's ultimate. I found that the easiest way to do this was by going into the Demon King's Den stage during the first section before the first elite, as the enemies here are weak enough that we'll be able to kill them from 100 to 0 with minimal stack build up. So the trick to this is actually going to be the kind of preparation that we do. What we need to understand is that the damage from the weapons in this mode will not contribute to Cipher stack build-up. So we want to change our starting weapon to the Candle, which is just there to buff our personal damage. We also want to fully invest into any stats that give us personal damage, as we don't care about weapon damage at all. So that's crit boost, attack and speed. That said, we also want to max out our rerolls and our exclusion tokens, as we're going to be wanting to use that to maximize our personal damage buffs during the encounter. The play here is that we don't want to pick up any weapons, as they're going to proc and either steal our kills or damage enemies when we don't want them to. Remember, we need to land the killing blow on enemies with full health, so we don't want any weapons just randomly hitting things. We're going to be using our exclude tokens to remove as many unwanted weapons from the game as possible, and then we're going to be using the rerolls to pick up anything that gives our characters damage. If worse comes to worse and there's nothing to pick, then we're simply going to press the skip button rather than picking up a weapon. The best accessories are going to be the overdosing prescription, which gives both us and the enemy increased damage, and then there's also the evergreen spring, which increases our quantum damage dealt. We want to be doing just single target attacks on units with Cipher's debuff in order to build up her patron stacks, but honestly you don't really need too many stacks. In my example here, I managed to do it with just 67 stacks. I did bring with me a Sunday who does help buff my Cipher, and then I also did time the attack right after I received the Candle buff. So depending on what buffs you get, you might need more or less stacks. If you want to play it really safe, you can bring more damage buffers with you in order to stack buffs on Cipher just before she attacks. Once you do land the killing blow, the achievement should pop up. It might only flash on screen for a second here, like in my example, but you can perform a single action after it does pop, and then finalize and leave, and it should be registered.